Preparing doesn't strike me as good. If like I was playing, I wouldn't put too much. It's just stuff. Like, this is not Clockwork. This is not Earth Spirit that Darkseer is gonna be playing with. It's a random Shadow Demon, and I'm just a little too worried. Their damage output that they mention is also something that crossed my mind. Like, support duo Omni Knight Shadow Demon, they're very good if they like get the good start, then they can start putting up the pressure on the map. If we're talking about like the 5-man grouping, but yeah. Dragon Knight's damage output early on is very limited. Tiny doesn't want to join fights for 15 minutes. Like, his timing usually is in this patch between like 15 up to 18 minutes. You want to get all those items. You want to get Echo Saber Threads, Shard, and the Shadow Blade, and then start playing Dota. Until then, like, you're gonna maybe join a fight if it comes close to you, but other than that, like, you just want to be farming. So I'm a little worried that they might get ran over with this Templar Assassin Leshrac. They do put a lot of damage on the towers. They like Sanking Tech, as you've seen it in the previous game, how well these two heroes can do if they're off to a good start. So yeah, I'm looking at this bottom lane. I want to see Luki and Yaren do some magic on Shadow Demon plus Darkseer. It's just a very weird pairing.
I mean, it's your boy Yarn. You were saying, you know, you wanted to see him on something different than that Grimstroke. I'm not sure if this is necessarily, you know, the hero that you wanted to see him, but could have some interesting synergies, things that they're going to be trying to do. But yeah, typically, like the guys were saying, you want something melee, right?
Most of the time, yeah. You want someone to enable this, like Ion Shell to enable plus Surge, and Shadow Demon is not that hero. I mean, what is he gonna do? Run with Ion Shell? That's exactly what they're gonna do, but he doesn't have Ion Shell. It's just a weird matchup, and I like how they're playing the bottom lane so far on side of the cut. Overlom used a Aphotic Shield immediately, ran into the wave, and used the first Aphotic Shield to damage both heroes to get some right clicks, and also naturally, like, you push out the wave because the creep wave is dying.
So what do you think was the plan? Because this lane does feel kind of awkward here.
I don't know. I actually don't know. I'm trying to find something that is good. Maybe they thought, you know, Refraction, we're going to be grouping as 5. We're going to be like putting out the Ion Shell plus Surge on this Tiny, enable him with the Omni Knight. We have like 2 supports that are very defensive. Maybe that's the plan. It can work in some of these games. You know, they need to have, like, at 15-minute mark, they need to be even, maybe lose, maybe be down, I'd say, 2-3k gold. But if it's more, or if the cut is winning, I feel like they're gonna struggle with their draft.
Yeah, it definitely feels so. Boy, yeah. Okay, it does have the disruption to save himself over here. It's looking a little spooky for half a second. Is it just that also another issue with the draft here? The fact that you've got all these heroes that kind of just want to be a bit more stationary over on the side of DogChamp, right? You know, the DK is going to want a couple items before he does too much. Same thing with the Tiny. Is that kind of why this tempo is really kind of going to have them struggle?
Yeah, they're building up for a momentum, something that Cut had in the previous game with the Bristleback. Immediately, once they got that Aghanim Scepter, they started to take out the map, seek for the fights. I feel like this is what DogChamp also wants to do with their lineup. It's just a bit harder to execute, I would say.
I mean, the nice thing is that you do have, you know, the tower push potential coming out in this Dragon Knight, but I have a feeling that towards that, you know, mid-game here, once we start to see the ultimates coming online, we're going to see rotations over to this mid lane to prevent each of them from taking the tower, right?
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see too many rotations on a mid lane from the cut to be able to kill the Dragon Knight, because he's very hard to take down, one of the probably the tankiest hero early on, especially because he's putting more points in Dragon Blood to have the sustain. Maybe a rotation from... I mean, these heroes are not that good to rotate. Shadow Demon's okay-ish on Leshrac, but yeah, they're more counter-reactive to what enemies are doing, you know. Use a defensive disruption, potentially. Omni Knight, he also wants people to go on the heroes. Top lane's going really well. Stonebank, I think, so far in the tournament has been playing really well. I think he's been probably the standout player, at least for me.
Well, SVG speaks highly of him. It's his boy, as the panel likes to keep saying.
Yeah, he played a pub or two with him, and like the.
That makes him
He
a
was
boy now.
talking a lot. He has this PMA attitude, at least in the games that he played with him. So yeah, that's what matters, especially when you're playing a carry. Not
that
to be
insider?
easily tilted, and yeah, we're gonna see that again. 8, a bit more damage. They do have a sentry.
Well, they do. Bringing that around this time. I was gonna say though, is that insider information? You said in this pub he was very PMA. Have you had?
Yeah,
other...
you don't know. The Dota players are very unpredictable.
Fair enough. But yeah, having that that vision in the top lane is gonna make it a little bit more difficult for Aid to get away with as much as he did earlier on. Just quite a few spells that were going back and forth in the. I believe it was the top. Is it the top lane? They had a rotation, anyways, but.
This flash track kind of exploding in terms of CS. 30 compared to 22 on Dragon Knight. He's been playing really well. Like last game on Lina, I think this playstyle really suits him. A hero that can play really well early on and also just have a really mean late game. This is a good Lesh game because they don't have too much against Lesh. Lesh deals well with the Darkseer illusions, can easily take them. Doesn't care about the Omni Knight as well. No cares about Guardian Angel, and he's one of the heroes that can like munch through the tankiness on the 3 cores that they got.
Nice burrow strike, the hop forward here with that blast off, and that's a nice little kill here for Aid.
Also the damage from Caustic on Tiny. So far so good. Pretty similar to what was happening in the previous game. Like Omni Knight Tiny, it can work, but I feel against tanking plus techies, they do have like the turnaround, they do have the burst potential. Rayla Lisa is off HP already.
Yeah, all right, well, this lands a stun. The sticky bomb slowing him down just a little bit, plus the disruption. Make sure that Kits can't go and line up that split earth.
Good rotation from Yarin. If he does not get the disruption off, that's definitely a kill. A slow from Lightning, maybe not. Leshrac didn't have too much mana to work with, but yeah, Dragon Knight 3 points in the Dragon Blood, Magic Wand, very tanky. Maybe if techies got the blast off, they would have enough damage, but yeah, he read that movement really nicely.
All right, well, still have that vision on 8 over here. So hammer get thrown over. They'll continue to plink away over on Bloody 9. The burrow strike sticky combination with the blast off, very nicely done. And can they get a little bit more? They're gonna try. It looks like it's gonna be pretty good here, as it's a double kill for B-God.
Man, these cut guys, they're very good at Dota. Like B-God, look at him. Focus, doesn't show emotion. Been like, he's been playing really good considering, like, people do say, you know, there's not enough new up-and-coming talent in North America. He might be the one. Also, Kits from the mid lane. These guys, you know, they're playing good Dota, especially against the EG. First series, they managed to take the game off of them, and I think that's also a great boost of confidence.
Definitely feels good. I'm not super familiar with Kits. Have you been following him for a while?
No, I don't remember the nickname.
Okay. B-God I have heard of. I have seen him play before. I know that, especially he had a great showing on that Skywrath Mage. That is one of his signature heroes. But, you know, he's making a name for himself on this techies here, too. It's always fun to see as Kit's making this rotation to the top lane. Up with that lightning, throwing out the sticky bomb. Do you see the teleports coming out, though? They're going to try to buy a bit more time. Bloody 9 is here. They land the blast off. Silence. Split Earth not going to be able to quite land, but there's plenty of AoE damage coming out from Kits as everyone is just rotating over. Licky will die. Bloody 9 also to fall the disruption over here onto the side. Tried by Stonebank. A little bit more time. He will fall. Oh my goodness. Is this going to be a full team wipe?
No.
Yeah, Kits is just running around. Circle spot. Oh, Yarn sitting so low. Is it going to happen? Are they going to get a team wipe at 8 minutes here? Right, Lisa. Oh, he's sitting so low. 40-something hit points. He will be the sole survivor. Look at Kits. He's bottling. He's like, maybe?
Great rotation there. They brought everyone, which means that the mid lane, like there was no Abaddon. Abaddon was getting some extra levels on a mid lane. Bottom lane, Scourge McDuck.
Oh my goodness.
Is that a solo kill? It is.
Earning that nickname.
The Blast of God. That's what he is.
That's what the B stands for, yeah. I like the Cuts voice line there. Yo, why's the whole village here? Because that was
That was
whole
on
village.
point. Yeah, they brought everyone. Oh man, this is what panel talked about. This is what I was worried as well. Lane's not going too well, and now they're in a tough spot, I would say. Sanking on top of the network with the Templar Assassin as well. I want to see, like, if kids could have moved a little bit earlier to the east side and just get the damage immediately. Aid made huge epicenter there. They had no vision whatsoever. They put down a sentry. If he decided to go in immediately, okay, maybe they would have focused him down. So yeah, good play from kids. Aid doesn't live, but yeah, they almost made a full team wipe 8 minutes in, which I don't think I've ever seen happen, and that's for a reason, because you don't want to rotate 5 heroes. Even if you get a kill, I still don't think it's worth it.
All right, well, they do have this little bit of a rotation. Let's drag back. Lilius is here. Immediately, though, put out that aphotic shield to purge off the stun. So they're going to back off. Begot is here. They're going a little bit for a dive. Overlord sitting a bit low. Lilius diving pretty hard. Does have that Ion Shell on top. Overlord trying to buy a little bit more time. Okay, they get the blast off. And they'll end up losing Overlord, but they should be able to punish this Dragon Knight, so he will eventually fall.
How much damage is that from the Steckies? He's level 7 at almost level 8. 10 minutes in. Kids has haste, so we'll run him down. Looky. That's not gonna save him.
Nah, so Racy's gonna lose for sure.
Your form returns from whence it came.
I mean, this Techies, it's looking legit in the last couple games.
Looking really good. Going for Veil of Discord this time around to amplify the damage of Sanking and Leshrac. I really like that.
Yeah, he had that last game too. It was a nice pickup, especially when you consider that, you know, you had that Lena who was doing a little bit more magical early on. Before she made the full transition over into, you know, being a right clicker, like we saw the chain gun. It's just gonna poke a little bit over at Lisa. Nothing too wild here. Just like the TP's coming though. Loki. Is he gonna join in? No, he's just headed right off to the jungle.
Also, Loki going for extremely greedy build. I guess that's the whole plan. Like, get these Dragonite and Tiny online, make him as tanky as possible.
Yeah. Oh, B-God, though. All right, there's the disruption. I don't think Aid... Oh, with the epicenter, though, they turn it back around. They drop the wall. All right. They'll punish the cut for being too cheeky up here, but do end up dropping the wall.
The turnaround potential.
They lose Lisa.
The thing about B-God is his like positioning is top tier. He needs to be exactly where he needs to be. Like, this was very close. If they have an extra hero, let's say a Baden, it would have been at least 2 kills for them, and the Sanking wouldn't die. But he understands like where he needs to be. The turnaround potential from the techies, the silence from the blast off gives just enough time for Sanking to use the epicenter. But this time around, it wasn't enough damage.
I mean, they also stayed up there for quite a while. Like, you could see, you know, Luki had teleported up. You saw another teleport coming into the tower, so...
Yeah, both teams were underneath the ward. There's the high ground ward that scouts a bit to the left. Big stacks being taken right now by DogChamp.
All right, Dragon Form getting popped immediately, but the follow-up with the burrows, right? There's gonna be the Guardian Angel coming out, but it's not enough. They have plenty of magical damage to be able to go and just pierce on through.
I love the changes to techies. He's not a hero that stays off the map. He continues to show up in every single fight. He wants to be active. Once they have Deso on Templar Assassin, and it's gonna be done after this camp, that means that they can threaten Roshan as well.
It definitely feels like the tempo is in their favor right now.
Yeah, the reason why I mentioned Luki going for extremely greedy build is, like, Ogre Axe plus Staff of Wizardry doesn't do anything. It's just stats, pure stats for him, and I think he might have needed to tank up this game instead, but they have a different plan.
I mean, it does provide the health, but disruption, not enough to save Bloody 9.
Sure, but at one point you're gonna have like 3,500 gold, which doesn't give you like anything other than stats, which is a lot of investment. Like, you don't contribute anything to the team fight in terms of items, so that's kind of a downside compared to, let's say, Sanking. He has a Blink Dagger, and he can be very active. His damage output becomes much more insane because he has like something to get close on top of them with the epicenter. And now I feel like they need to start playing a bit more top part of the map for the cut to be able to threaten Roshan.
So what would you like to see on Luki here, other than this Agnum Scepter? Like, what is the item that's going to be able to unlock the draft a bit more?
Ton of magical damage. I wouldn't mind seeing Hood, like even Greaves, to try to tank them up a little bit.
Again, in this mid lane, they found Stonebank at the silence, a little lightning sticky bomb to go back in. It's like, yeah, Kits is calling, get back. I'm not ready for this fight. I don't want to take this fight. They get the disruption off over onto Kits, so follow up though. Beautiful Burrow Strike with that epicenter. Not quite enough damage.
They need to fall back.
They need to get out.
is out of mana. They already used the combo from Sanking. Unless Leshrac finds a rune, there's no rune whatsoever.
You force the rotation, so I think you're okay with that over on the cut. And you still have all the space here to take over the jungle. This looks like there's a couple stacks too, which TA is more than happy to take.
Thank you very much.
And yeah.
Roshan is being pinged out. DogChamp playing bottom part of the map. I believe they were even smoked. They're still a tier 1 tower. They're misreading the situation right now.
I mean, that's a free Roche. I don't really know if they can do too much against that right now, honestly. So they might as well take the tower, I suppose.
Epicenter was down. I don't think they should have let the Templar Assassin get the Aegis, because right now all the tier 2 towers are going to get threatened by this Tesso plus Leshrac. Edict is maxed out on top of it. Love the build on Kits this time around, going for Hood, Mana Boots to have a bit more mana sustain, and straight into Kaya Sanj. Also buying Sanj first to be able to tank up, because he understands, like, if I get jumped, I can still be able to survive. Blink Dagger on Dragon Knight, so there's going to be a form of initiation on them. And so far they've managed to slow down Tiny. Tiny was on top of the net worth 6-7 minutes in, but that's not the case. I talked about the timings on his items, 15 up to 18 minutes. Like, you have all these Echo Saber plus full Shadow Blade and the Shard, which is not happening this game. Like, he's been shut down pretty hard.
Now, the panel was also discussing the fact that the smoke immediately breaking because of A's positioning. Very nicely done. The follow-up, the burrow, the meld on top of everything else. They'll drop the wall. They'll slow down Scourge a little bit over here. The silence over the back line, though, making sure that there are no more disruptions that are going to be able to get tossed out. Stonebank teleporting over. Yarn will fall. Overlum chasing. It's a good burrow strike. Scourge, he's here. Good avalanche, though, will slow down the side of the cut. So they're making their way over. They pop the trap, chasing after Bloody Nine. Throwing out the sticky bombs. Should have plenty of damage. They'll take out Omni Knight. And the rest of the team can see just backing up. Ray Lilisa hiding in this tree line.
Oh, it's been a while since I saw position 5 with no boots, 15, 16, 17 minutes into the game.
But yeah, I was, before that all broke out, I know the guys on the panel were saying that they thought Fireball, very important to pick up on the Dragon Knight. Does have, of course, the Blink Dagger, but it looks like he's going for the BKB next. And then on top of that, the Axe. As another fight breaks out, looks like they're trying to make something happen over on Kits, but Overlum in a good position. And look at this damage coming right back out. They want to finish off Lilies, not going to be able to quite do it thanks to that Guardian Angel kit taking too much damage. Is he going to be able to get taken down? Yes, they'll finally be able to remove him. Beautiful jump forward, though, coming out from B-God. Gets the kill on Ray Lilies. They'll pop the trap, chasing after Omni Knight. It's a double kill, and they're going for more. They want Yarn. They'll get him.
Some decent amount of saves coming out from Ebba. He is level 9, so his spells are maxed out. So every 5-6 seconds he's going to be able to cast a spell. And it comes down to Leshrac being very tanky. Having that Sanj, having that Hood, very survivable. They do get a kill on him, but at what cost? Like right now, they're going to be able to invade the triangle. Like stun from Dragon Knight gets immediately purged off, and then Templar Assassin jumps in, still has that Aegis, and they just got nothing against it. Aid one more time. Like, he's been all over the place with his initiation on the Sanking, played the lane really well, and look at this, B-God. I mean, I don't know. The more I see this hero, the more I'm impressed what the hero does in the fight. But face palm, here we go.
No, we've all felt that way. Yeah, no, it's been interesting to see the rework on techies and seeing just, you know, the response to it, because it did feel like just a completely other kind of world that he was playing in back before the changes, and now he's able to be very active, like you said, on the map. He's able to provide so much more being with the team and not having to, you know, just play his own little game off to the side.
Pretty much. Yeah, it's a completely different hero. You want to be participating in these fights with the team. You're getting the levels. Techies is insane once he gets his like blast off damage, blast off cooldown, once he gets the shard, which he does have, so it's almost a full 2 second stun, 175 to be more exact. I like to round the numbers up, and also increases the cast range, so he can get that from further away.
Now, is this something that just in the right hands looks very, very good, or do you think it needs any balancing? Especially when you consider just the shard, right? The shard gives you so much extra cast range.
The games that I've seen, it looks good in high-level pubs, and also the one from Moon Meander, now 2 times from B-God. It looks like this hero has a ton of potential, so I definitely want to see more in action. It's not that toxic hero anymore.
I mean, it can be.
To
But
an extent,
any hero can, right?
It's a different hero. He's not, you know, that Necro Viper type of a hero, Broodmother anymore.
All right, smoke play coming out from the cut. They're hunting. I hear an epicenter going off over on the side because they found Lukey, and they'll just blow him up immediately. Now Bloody Nine teleporting away.
Stun?
Oh,
Ooh,
don't have it
was
in time,
close.
and the Centaurs weren't willing to give a hand.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Maybe if they like got on top of him, you need 3 units for Centaur to stomp. I'm not sure if there was an illusion. I was looking at the stun. B-God planting those mines, lowering the magic resistance on top of it, and then Leshrac comes in with the damage.
It's looking good. It's looking very good for the side of the cut. Not looking so great for DogChamp, unfortunately. Just feels like a lot of the draft coming out from cut 2 is responded very well to the draft that's against them, especially, you know, that Omni Knight getting picked up. You've got the Leshrac who still can put down all of this, you know, magical AoE. But also, it just feels good in the hands, right? Like we talked about seeing, you know, kits on these specific types of heroes that are very tempo, that are able to, you know, make things happen. And it just feels very comfortable, it seems, within their draft.
Yeah, this is supposed to be the timing of the DogChamp, where they group up, they go 5-man strong with Omni Knight, Heavenly Grace, the Dispel mechanic. You have Tiny that is ready to fight, the Darkseer that enables him with the Surge, Ion Shell makes him more tanky with that Aghanim Scepter, and this is like a bit of a desperation smoke. There is no Aegis anymore on Templar Assassin, so they're trying to find something. Not sure if this is a good find. Like, he might be able to blink out, he might be able to Burrow Strike, dispel the Yule Scepter. So far, DogChamp, they have not been on point in terms of reading the map, because when they were like supposed to contest a Roche, they completely ignored it, and I believe they didn't even know it was happening.
Thought for a second that B-God was in trouble, but they do manage to find A, so the blink forward. Got that follow-up, though, with the Burrow Strike, with the Meld. They'll drop the wall. Follow-up here, the blink forward from Scourge. He really wants this kill, and he'll be able to find it thanks to B-God, and they'll go and pull everybody back in. But it's just too much work. This Techie's doing so much. And look at this guy, Stone Cold Killer. No reaction at all.
No emotion whatsoever.
Damn,
this is
dude.
the face of Techies players. First, I would, you know, imagine Slacks, but the B-God is gonna be the second one that comes to my mind next time I think of this hero. Yeah, they do go on Sanking. He gets the Sandstorm off. Those cores not having any reveal. There's the stun.
Damn. Yep, there it is.
I can't believe Scourge McDuck actually stole the kill from him.
Okay, that's a high IQ for sure.
He also wanted to feel cool, you know? All right, they might be able to get this kill on 8. It's a nice pick off, at least, but did use that fortification, so we'll force them back for now. Yeah, it's quite 2 different Techies players, right? You think of Slacks and then you think of B-God.
Yeah, completely opposite. One is a good Techies player, and the other one is Slacks.
Ouch, man. Aether Lens picked up now for Techies. It's just gonna clear up this mid lane. They were hoping to get their hands on him. They even use a Surge. Stonebank, he considers it, but he just doesn't know where the rest of the team is. It's a little too scary. Get a gem pickup now too on the Abaddon. Just continuing to remove any sort of vision that they have up over on the side of DogChamp.
It's also about the Tiny. They don't want to get jumped by Tiny. It's too costly to invest in like sentries. Sentries are limited, so getting an earlier dust and considering the amount of lead that they got, it's just like you want to close out this game. They do have enough tower damage. Roshan's going to spawn in 15 seconds. Like they don't want to go high ground before taking the Rosh. Team DogChamp, they know something is up. Radiant using a scan, connecting. There is DD for Tiny to be picked up. Gets in a little bit of trouble.
Where's your follow-up, though?
Oh, Templar Assassin.
Yarn?
Yaren denied it.
Ooh.
Yaren denied it.
Taking a lot of damage, though. They go drop the wall slow, but the follow-up here, good blink forward from 8. Be enough damage to take down Yarn. And they'll turn their attention over to Bloody 9. He is left all alone with a lot of enemy heroes around him. And, okay, there's just other fights going on over here on the side. So they do finally kill B-God.
1100 gold for Tiny, so that's gonna be his full silver edge and gonna get him another item. He definitely needs a BKB. He also needs AC. There's so many stuff that he needs in this game. It is a lot of gold. And yeah, the cut, they're gonna go inside the pit. There's no wall. There's no Dragon Knight. Man, this Dragon Knight is really poor.
Yeah,
he
I think
has the same gold as Techies.
I'm pretty sure B-God got that kill on Dragon Knight by himself. Yep, there it is. It's not often that you see a techie's able to slay a Dragon Knight. Unless you've got a lot of the old techies, maybe, but...
So yeah, now they have Templar Assassin with the Shard. That's going to be a silence in the backlines for supports to not be able to use their spells, especially like Omni Knight and Shadow Demon. These are two defensive supports.
Oh, it's good. Avalanche will slow them down a little bit, but the disruption comes out. They've already used the Guardian Angel, turn back around the silence. The follow-up, the Burrow Strike, the amount of damage coming up from Surge McDuck with those side blades. They'll take down 2. They'll find themselves another kill, and they'll take down Licky Licky. Buyback coming out immediately from Bloody 9, but the damage is done.
Buyback, everyone is dead, the fight is over. They do need a wall, they need this Tiny to pop off in the fight. He needs a recipe to be able to buy a BKB, disassemble Echo Saber, get that Ogre Axe from it. Just trying to stay positive here, you know. Trying to hype it up one last time, possibly, because this game could end if they just get 3 or 4 kills inside of the cut.
I mean, Stonebank has some really good avalanches, but like you said, he just needs so many items to be able to stand toe-to-toe, because there's just 20k behind. Like, okay, another nice avalanche, but the follow-up, 8 really being on point. Look at the damage coming out from Scourge. The Meld Strike, the Deso. Okay, beautiful vacuum wall combo, but you need more damage. You need more than that. Scourge getting slowed down just a little bit. They'll turn back in. Oh, but the split earth.
And here comes B-God.
There he is. That's 2 down. Stonebank and Ray Lily. So Bloody 9 crawling away. It's going to be a dieback now. He bought back earlier. And they're just going to focus down these racks.
Like, if you see how they play out the lineup that they got inside of DogChamp, like, this is their timing. If they enable this Tiny, once he uses his combo, the Soul Catcher is maxed out, lowering everyone's HP by 35%. That's a lot. And then you can, like, burst the heroes, especially with the Vacuum Wall. There is a combo. It's just the lanes didn't go too well. And, yeah, this game feels really, really tough for them. They have one more fight. They're going to try it one more time. Mid lane. Thanking.
Dookie. The stun, the slow, the damage. Oh.
Production loves this guy. I think everyone loves this guy. You know,
well, it's because he's got the baby face and he's just doing very, very well too. And also he's new, right? Like, it's always exciting to see some of these newer players kind of getting their chance to shine, and he has been very impressive. I honestly, like we said, the cut looking impressive with some of these newer faces. I think Kits also has been very impressive to me. Aid has been so on point with these the Burrow Strikes.
Yeah, they just look good. They look
God,
solid
is he just
as
gonna
a
get
team.
another
The
solo?
triple mines, plus the silence and the stun.
He's dominating, dude. All right, they are gonna punish him for this time around. If they can get over there. He's got the little taser thing going on. Drops a sticky bomb. He's really making them work for this.
Oh, no
my God.
way.
If he got out, can you imagine?
Now we caught it. We saw the smile.
But he's made so much space. Look at this down here in the bottom. All right, another vacuum wall combo, but look at this damage just from the TA. All right, Guardian Angel gets dropped. They don't seem to be too concerned about this, though, as they do end up popping the event. Also, follow-up again from Aid with the epicenter. They've already taken down Bloody Nine Stumping. He's just toast. They call GG. They've had enough.
Oh, that was a really huge stomp from the cut.